I gave him 10. And he turned in his timesheet, and lo and behold, he only worked 10 hours that week. And I got on and said, Tom, no wonder you didn't get anything done.
You're listening to 5 Hour Real Estate Week, where you'll learn to consistently buy real estate in only 5 hours a week. So if you're ready to invest in real estate, achieve financial freedom, and own the lifestyle you deserve, even with your job, this is the show for you. Now, here's your host, Mike Butler.
Okay, for today's Throwback Thursday session, today's topic is pay peanuts and you get idiots. Okay, so years ago when I got started, I had my full-time job, and I would try to squeeze in as much real estate activity as I could before work, after work, maybe during lunch, things like that. But anyway, my office was my police truck, and we had bag phones back then. And I was acquiring a number of rental properties, and I was getting frustrated because I didn't have time. After the third house, I stopped working on rental house. I'll tell you about that in another session. But anyway, it was very frustrating to me to have great tenants and great rental properties, and I couldn't find anybody who would put me at the top of their list if I needed a plumbing repair or something fixed or this and that. They'd say, I'll get to it next Tuesday, maybe next week. I didn't like that. So I thought, well, I'm going to find me a part-time handyman. And so I found this fella who worked for the Louisville Metro Housing. He was in the maintenance department. So I'm thinking, aha, I got somebody. Here's halfway decent. And so don't laugh at these numbers here, because there's a method to my madness in the message here. Okay. So his name was Tom. I call him Crackhead Tom. And actually, I sold him my old Coca-Cola maintenance truck, and I stopped working on houses then. The message here is pay peanuts, you get idiots. And so Tom, I had a little powwow with him in a meeting, and we had a little garage where we kept supplies and stuff. And I worked out an arrangement with him to pay him $5 an hour. Now, this has been a long time ago. $5 an hour, because I asked him how much he'd like to make. And he said, $5 an hour. And I said, well, how many hours can you work a week, Tom? He said, well, 20. All I need is $100 a week, because my aunt that lives over there on M Street, she lets me stay in her basement for free. So, and I just got to cut the grass. And then I like to have enough money to get my beer and get my cigarettes. And, of course, he didn't have to say this, but dope. Okay. So he was a doper. $100 would allow him to live the lifestyle that he wanted. And that's stay in a nasty old basement, get his beer and his cigarettes and his dope. And he was a happy camper. So Tom would do pretty good. He would work 20 hours a week. I'd give him his $100. So then I said, man, he's doing pretty good. I like this. So anyway, I decided, well, I don't want to lose him to somebody else. So I decided to give him a raise. So I raised his pay to $10 an hour, okay, which was more of, let's say, the going rate for handymen, helpers or something, probably 15 back then. But anyway, so I gave him 10. And he turned in his timesheet, and lo and behold, he only worked 10 hours that week. And I got on and said, Tom, no wonder you didn't get anything done. I said, you only worked 10 hours this week. Why are you doing that? He says, man, I don't need to work 20 hours now. He says, all I need is $100 a week. And so if you're going to pay me $10 an hour, I'll work 10 hours a week. That'll give me my $100. You're not going to believe what he said then. I said, so Tom, you're telling me that if I paid you $5 an hour, you'd work 20 hours a week? He goes, yep, that's right. Oh my gosh, guess what I did? So I took Tom's hourly rate, knocked him down to $5 an hour, and he started working 20 hours a week again. And he lasted for a little while, and we'll have another session when we talk about Tom, and that one's going to be repairs. When it comes to repairs, you got to trust but verify. And Tom's smack dab in the middle of that one. So stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next one. Adios.
Glad you joined us for another episode of 5 Hour Real Estate Week. The best thing you can do now is put this information to action. To help you get started, Mike created a free resource for you called How to Buy 50 Houses a Year, Even with Your Job. Download it now by going to mikebutler.com/50 houses. And we'll see you on the next episode.